There's been a lot of questions and worries floating around in the PCT forums about the visa application process, the US visa application process, and Brian and I have just gone through it. So we thought we'll do this little video to tell you what it was that we actually had to do and how it went for us. So here we go, US visa application part 1. First thing, I am renewing my passport. My German passport, because it actually runs out in the middle of when we're intending to be on PCT. And even though this is quite early, I didn't really want to start a visa application process with a passport that will be obsolete by the time we're intending to travel, just in case that causes some complications. So I'm on the way to the post office to get some postal orders for the German consulate and an envelope for them to send me back my passport when it's done. And I'm gonna get that renewed tomorrow, hopefully. Oh, and if I look and sound a bit funny, it's because I've just been to the dentist, because that's what you do just before filming a vlog. So just double checking now. I filled in application form, current passport, full birth certificate, somewhere between these two pieces of papers, that is what it is. Marriage certificate. Special delivery envelope, self-addressed and prepaid up to 500 grams, and the fingerprints for the biometric passport. I think I'll be bringing them with me. Here we are. German consulate in Liverpool, and it appears to be for sale. So if I play my card right, I might walk away with more than a passport today.
I have to fill in an ACRO, a police certificate of application form. It's £45, £9 post and £6 for each additional one. Because I punched someone 18 years ago and got a caution, it's classed as having a criminal record even though it's been wiped. So I have to fill one of these in with the naughty stuff I did and send it off and get a responsible person to sign the letter. Lucky enough, they asked for a manager, and one of my friends is a manager of a glass company. So he's going to do that. Thank you, Alan. And then I will send it off. This is what you get for your troubles. So I got 4 of them, just in case I need them for the Canadian border as well.
So once you've got all your pre-documents in order, like Brian had his ACRO, I finally had a passport that was actually valid for the visiting time. We then went on to the US Department of State website and filled in the online non-immigration visa application DS-160. You get given a number when you first log in, with which you allegedly then can save the application and step out and come back at any time. That didn't work for us. So for whatever reason, when we stepped out, that was it. It wouldn't recognize the number that we had been given to log back in again. So I would just recommend, just to be on the safe side, get all your documents in order and just do it in one. They're not asking any terribly complicated questions. I mean, it's all stuff like that you should know, like your address, where you were born, when you were born.
What countries have you visited in the last 5 years or 10 years, is it?
Can't remember, but yeah, that's one of the things that you should have in order. Just have a list of the countries and regions you've travelled to recently. Oh, last 5 years it is. 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
The other thing that you might, depending on your family circumstances, that you might need to find documents first for, they will ask for your mother and father's surname and birth date.
They also asked for an address. You asked if you've got an address in America.
That's the big sticking point for most people, is that you have to have an US address. Now, if you're a normal tourist, you'd have a hotel that you're planning to stay at, not a problem. If you're hiking the PCT, yeah, there is no such thing. So if you know anybody in the US who is happy to vouch for you as a contact person, ask them whether you can use their address. That's obviously the easy way around. The other thing is that certain trail angels are happy to let you use their address. Now, always contact them first. Don't just find their address somewhere and put it in. Scout and Frodo down in Campo or San Diego, wherever they are down the bottom end, famously let people use their address, but please always contact them first. They might have changed their mind on things. They might want to know who you are first. Don't just put somebody's address down. When you've finished filling all this in, you then get a confirmation email that tells you, yes, thank you, your application has been accepted. And you get this document, the Online Non-Immigration Application DS-160, which is literally all the entire visa process is based on this sheet of paper, so you have to print that out when the email comes. And they'll give you an interview date there and then. You can choose, they'll give you the earliest available and then sort of a list of things, and you can choose whichever one suits you best. You can cancel the interview date until very late in the process. I thought that was quite good. So something like, I think 24 hours before you can still cancel it without it impacting on your application. This is us melting in a hotel room in London.
Can't sit on it.
This is what £85 buys you in London. Oh yeah, this is the shower here. We're here because we're going to the embassy tomorrow for our visa interview, and this is all the paperwork we brought with us in case of. There's the required paperwork, which is your passport, current valid passport, and a visa shaped photo. They are an odd format, 2" by 2".
51 millimeters by 51 millimeters.
For the continentals amongst us. They do ask for a printout of the confirmation, the interview confirmation. You need to have that. You need to have, if you already had a visa, your old passport with that old visa in it, but we are first timers, so it doesn't apply to us. And that's actually all that you have to bring. They then say be prepared to maybe bring evidence of, and that's where it gets complicated. We brought copies of our savings accounts, we brought copies of the mortgage, I brought some tax receipts just because I suddenly thought, well, actually anybody can claim they're self-employed. I don't even know how you prove that you're self-employed, So I brought some tax receipts. We brought copies of our PCT resupply strategy in case they wanted to see some proof that we really are intending to hike the PCT. As it happens, they did not even Brian, who got grilled, had to show anything. Celebratory drink. First stage done.
So, visa's sorted.
My interview was really straightforward. I basically got asked, why do I want to hike? Why do I want to visit the US? And it's like, yeah, to hike the PCT. And I got a sort of sympathetic smile. And then they asked me a couple of questions that were already filled in on the application, like, do I have family over there? No, the husband does. What's my job and how come I can just take 6 months off? Now, both Brian and I are self-employed, so that was an easy one because, we can just take 6 months off. And that was it for me. They literally just went, oh, okay, then, approved. Brian, they asked about our savings. Whether we had a mortgage. They never wanted to see any proof of that.
No.
But they did ask.
I was the one who got asked all the questions. Where about the walk starts. what points are you going to, how long you think you're going to be.
Even how many permits a day does the PCT.A give you?
And where do I get my permits, how many? Quite a lot of questions, but I got it. So if you've got a criminal record and it's minor, like mine, because I got a caution, don't be that worried. Just get all your facts right and you should be fine. And if you're in England and you get one of these, they said that's no good because it hasn't got what you've done. Lucky enough, I've worked in school, so I needed a CRB, it's a child protection thing, and that has everything I've done, and I just took that in case they wanted to know. Lucky enough, yeah.
It's weird because the ACRO, this certificate that Brian...
It's designed for visas.
It's part of what the visa application website tells you is a required document. Yet when he got there with that document, they quite rightly, to be honest, said it's not really that useful because all it says is that the British police deems him okay.
Yeah.
The US has a different legal system. They don't have to agree with the British legal system. If you in a position where you have to get an ACRO, like Brian did, make sure you have also some kind of backup, some kind of an actual printout of your criminal record that shows them what it is. That
just not a written one. You need an official document.
Yeah, like a CRB or I don't know what else you could get.
No, you probably need a CRB.
I think what they really just want to know, they want to know that you haven't got any affiliations with terrorists, and they want to know that after those 6 months
you're going back home.
You're going back home. And
these visas are valid for 10 years. So if you don't plan to go for 2 years, just go for it straight away.